Let's address the elephant in the room. It has been 2 weeks since my last upload and I do apologise. What has been on? Well, I've returned to work and my camera has had several issues. But I'm not going to use those as excuses and I apologise for the lag between videos. The glass half full of this is that I was able to put more miles into the shoes for this review than originally planned. Welcome back to those of you that have viewed my previous videos, and howdy to all that are new here for the review or may have seen some of my shorts taken at various destinations throughout January. As this week draws closer to the end, I have 70 days until my first marathon of 2024 in Hobart, Tasmania. I finished my last training week with a half marathon long run prior to a 1 kilometre swim. So far, as per my training timetable in episode 1, I'm keeping to my prescribed loads, although starting a little ahead. Week 1 saw over 44 kilometres completed, week 2 followed with 49 kilometres completed, week 3 with 53 kilometres completed, and this week I finished with 57 kilometres completed. This current week is a match week, so I should be on par with last week. As of Thursday evening this week, I've put around 105 kilometres or 65 miles into the Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro V1s and deem them ready for a full review. On Friday morning, I got to do an ocean swim from Scotts Point to Sutton's Beach out at Redcliffe, about 2.3 kilometres there. And this morning, I managed to get another parkrun win for January at Fodder Forest Parkrun near Victoria Point, Queensland. It has been hot, humid and muggy around my corner of Queensland lately. Just getting the runs done is a challenge, so I'm not too phased on times during this weather. That said, for January as a whole, I managed to pick up 2 parkrun wins, 1 runner-up, or second if you will, and 1 shameful bronze for all you Simpsons fans out there. As I go through my first up thoughts of the Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro V1 Kakizome edition, I share with you part of my Sunday long run, which I did when I was in Nambucca Heads, New South Wales recently. And now to the shoe. Where this shoe fits is hard to ascertain in all certainty. I know it suits my foot contact as I hit more mid to forefoot. I would not recommend this shoe for dominant heel strikers. However, if your running gets laboured, it can facilitate some load on its beveled heel. Just remember, even though the heel appears sliced off by visual standards, it is still wide, and remember, heels 10 years ago used to have less stack than this. As for sizing, being brutally honest, I went for an 11.5 US in this shoe. When I used to get Mizunos back in the day, I had always previously half-sized up, as they seem to be made for the Asian foot, I assume. Nowadays, I think they have dialed their sizing in more so, and I may have got away with my standard US 11 in retrospect. Whether this factor is at play or just sock selection, I've had some ankle blistering around the bottom of the Achilles, so this may be something to check if you're entertaining getting a pair. I didn't take the smart approach of trying these on before purchasing and bought them online. It appears version 2 has gone for a minimal heel approach, like the Hoka Rocket X2, so as long as the cut of the cuff is right for foot sizing, that could be a winner there. Traction on the sole is good, no slipping there whatsoever, but turning is not this shoe's greatest strength. That's putting it nicely, so much so that if you don't turn at a required pace for a hairpin turn, you may experience ankle roll, fade well wide, or simply just fall over. Where does this shoe excel? Rebound. The bounce you get from these shoes is phenomenal, and with the half decoupled channel underneath, I was assuming it would take on more debris, but they don't seem to collect it. The propulsion is definitely something to experience and is best done at higher paces, below 4 minute 21 per K or 7 minute miles. It seems to me it fits in that category of 10 kilometre to half marathon racer. 5 kilometres I would prefer a lower stack, and for a full I would prefer a ride that can turn and take longer pounding sessions. Basically, your favourite shoe, brand new, that causes you no issues. For me currently, the Hoka Rocket X2 is my go-to shoe for 5k to marathon efforts. I absolutely love the colourway of this Mizuno though. They do have a Kakizome colourway for the V2s, but it's not an all-over version, more a stacked colourway. I thoroughly enjoy putting them on, and they encourage you to go running, particularly on those days where you are like, should I or shouldn't I? I'm glad I've been able to experience this first edition, and with that in mind, I have a future first edition of another brand's shoe arriving shortly, which I picked up on sale at Running Warehouse. I believe they will be my next review shoe, and I'll give you a hint as to which brand I'm talking about. It's a cat. I'll leave it at that. Running joke break for you now. What do sprinters eat before a race? Nothing. They fast. Another hint to that same future arrival shoe, add an R to the last word of that joke. As the footage wraps up here from Nambucca Heads, I must say it's one of those places that you need to tick off your bucket list. Very beautiful, and I managed to go down to Southwest Rocks from that location as well. Another gorgeous part of the country. Breathe it in. And now to my 4 shoe tests. The rocker test. This is a test starting from the heel to the toe and the back and forth duration that it takes for the shoe to stop. When I go heel to toe at the back, you can see it takes anywhere from 3 to 4 seconds for the shoe to be still. And the same goes for when I do toe to heel as well. 3 to 4 seconds till still. So that is telling us that the rocker in this shoe is quite aggressive and quite sustained for those strides. The tipping test, so side tilt of the shoe until it falls on the outside of the shoe. And as you can see, the angle here is quite fierce, so this shoe actually might have more stability than we give it at first glance. However, just for me, the turning paces for this shoe, you really need to dial it back to feel secure. The 30 centimeter ruler or 1 foot drop rebound test. I do this 3 times, and as you can see, I gradually get a little bit higher with it. The last drop looks the best as the shoe actually catches itself and it emphasizes the rocker once again. And lastly, the 90-degree knee bend jump. I do a couple here. You can see the impact on the midsole as I land each time, and then right at the end I show you a little roll with foot in, just to show you how soft that cushioning actually is. I hope you've enjoyed the extension of this review, and if you'd like some more stills of each aspect of the shoe, travel back to my first ever YouTube video to get more information. Another YouTuber, It's Matt B, does a great review also on this shoe, so if you want to dive deeper, give his channel a look. If you'd like to help me out and you enjoyed this video and are possibly keen for that next shoe review, please step on the like button, consider subscribing to be part of them all, and ring the PB bell for notifications as they drop. A closing reminder for you all, the bottom of your sole helps you roll. Just take it, run day at a time. Bye for now.